Left 4 Dead fans worldwide saw a brand new zombie survival game released in October of 2021 and their hearts were shattered. The game that was released was Back 4 Blood and was promoted a few different times as the same devs that made Left 4 Dead, and that's when we all should have known Back 4 Blood was the biggest scam in gaming history. Let's start from the beginning. Turtle Rock Studios developed Left 4 Dead 1 and released the game on November 18th, 2008. They also developed the DLCs The Sacrifice and The Passing for Left 4 Dead 2, which came out August 20th, 2010. Both games won many awards, including IGN's Best Shooting Game and the British Academy Game Award for Multiplayer. I speedrun a brand new game every single month. I upload 5 different PBs here on this YouTube channel, then I make one really big retrospective video like the one you're currently watching. In these retrospective videos, I talk about the game, what I like, what I hate, the devs, the community, my time speedrunning it, and then I give it a final ranking. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure you subscribe to the channel, comment down below what game I should do next, and leave a like on this video. Thank you. Over a decade later, on December 11th, 2020, Back 4 Blood's reveal trailer dropped, and as I said earlier, they promoted this game repeatedly about being the ones that did the Left 4 Dead franchise.
Creators of the critically acclaimed Left 4 Dead franchise.
Fans got really excited that their favorite childhood game where they made so many memories is finally getting its 3rd game. The marketing leading up to Back 4 Blood's launch was great. They hyped up fans all over the world for this next level updated looter shooter zombie game. Some things the fans were excited for that felt like an upgrade was the new card system, new characters having their own special buffs, weapons with attachments, and the ability to play how you wanted. Only if you're not a speedrunner or a melee player, which we will get into later. The new card system allows your character to select and use a unique variety of cards that have buffs and potentially some drawbacks. One big thing about this game was play however you want. So, people designed their cards around healing, melee only, glass cannon, and my personal favorite, speedrunning builds. As well as having good cards, there are corruption cards that are automatically added to your game, which makes every match different, including spawn a big boss mutation, making it dark and foggy, adding armored enemies, amongst other things, which creates a new depth to the game. Alongside the card system, they added 8 new and unique characters that all have their own individual buffs as well as team buffs. I won't go over every character, but the main ones for today's video are Evangelo. His buffs include more movement speed as well as stamina regeneration. Carly, whose buffs are faster use speed and an extra quick slot item. Lastly, there's Hoffman, who has 1 extra offensive item and 15% increase in team ammo. When Back 4 Blood first came out and I started to speedrun it, I had an absolute blast. There was a nicely sized speedrunning community learning the best strategies, finding new skips, and all having a fun time getting more competitive. People specialized in specific acts, finding more and more optimizations. Evangelo was the main character we used because of his buffs and card builds. As more optimizations came out, we realized Carly was optimal for Act 1 because of all the interactables. Evangelo was optimal for Acts 2 and 3, and Hoffman was optimal for Act 4. Back 4 Blood's first month, October, was an absolute hit. They had over 65,000 players playing on Steam alone. November 9th, 2021, they released the first update, and that changed everything for a few of the game's communities. The melee builders and the speedrunners got the first slap in the face from the devs. The update made changes to melee builders by significantly decreasing the effectiveness of cards they used alongside making the melee weapons themselves significantly worse. This update also had one more major flaw inside of it. They decided to completely change the movement mechanics in the game and they didn't tell a single soul about it. It wasn't inside the patch notes, they didn't talk about it in any videos, and they didn't post it on their social media. Them changing that really impacted the speedrun and made most of the speedrunners stop playing the game entirely. Turtle Rock Studios' next update, released on December 16th, 2021, was the final nail in the coffin for speedrunners. Most of them left the community, as I already mentioned, but the ones who stayed were in for a wonderful surprise when they learned that the devs nerfed several speed cards to make them all slower. They also nerfed the speed-based weapon attachments, making it virtually unplayable. What hurts the most about this update is that some devs spoke with the speedrunning community and told us that they were on our side and were going to help us out by not nerfing most of the things that they did. But this update tells the true story. On April 12th, 2022, Tunnels of Terror DLC came out, and honestly, I can't say anything very positive about it. You play the exact same acts as you have for the past 6 months, but now you need to get some RNG to get a blue tunnel. These blue tunnels take you down below into the quote-unquote brand new areas. These brand new areas are all just meat and flesh covered walls with random pathways for no reason to find a random skull melee weapon for some points. This area doesn't even have a storyline reason. It honestly feels like it was just filler content. They also promised us new weapons. What we got are just reskins of our current weapons, but now they shoot some lasers? They also introduced new special zombies, which isn't exactly true. We got the exact same special zombies that we already have, they just now have a new ranged attack and some spikes on them. It was not worth the $15 USD to get this DLC, to say the very least. To give them credit, they added 2 new characters, Charisse and Heng, which do not add to the speedrun or my personal time playing the game, so honestly, I don't have much to say about them. As of writing this, it is currently 10:26 AM on August 15th, which means we are 10 months into the game's life cycle. The only thing to show for that from the devs is a stunning 2 characters, a new difficulty titled No Hope, a DLC that made 0 sense or even fits the game, 2 dead sub-communities, and a whole bunch of worthless new cards and little changes people didn't even ask for. If you installed this game again to play it today, you would be wasting your time. I recently came back to the game to really see how different it is. After gathering 4 new world records, seeing the stats of the game dying month after month, and seeing how unfortunate everything is, I have made my final decision. From the very beginning, the devs at Turtle Rock Studios wanted us to know that they were the creators of Left 4 Dead rather than focusing on making Back 4 Blood its own special game. They failed to live up to that expectation. They also killed off multiple communities through a few terrible updates and released an awful first DLC which pushed away most of their audience. Back 4 Blood, the biggest scam in gaming history, gets a final rating of 2 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and comment down below. On screen right now, you're seeing 2 of my other videos, and I would highly recommend checking those out as well. Thank you.